Right. Hey everyone, so with the house being almost done and decorating, there is some DIY stuff that still has to be done. So today, this is a lamp. It has like a square lampshade. I'll show you when it's done, but I really like the shape of it, but this wood doesn't really match, so I'm gonna paint it black. Because we have all that black hardware, so I think it'll look nice black, and so I thought that I'd show you guys the process. And I also need to sew some cushions for my bar stools, so that will also be in this video. Alright, so I wiped this down with a wet paper towel, I let it dry, and then I also taped off some of the cord around where I have to paint so I don't get any on there. And then I just have a grocery bag down here. I'm just going to pour the paint on there and get started. Let's start painting. This might need 2 coats. It's not covering it that well. Maybe I should stamp it on? Oh yeah, that works better. Okay. Alright, I'll update you guys when I have more of it painted. Alright, got most of the part painted. I have this little bit still due over here. I think I'm gonna need 2 coats of this. And I think I'm gonna go get some more tape so I can tape the top part. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. Alright, I taped up the top and painted there. This is kind of what it looks like. This is what it looks like. If you zoom in, you can kind of see it does need a second coat. You can still kind of see some wood through there, but we're just gonna let this dry and put a second coat on. Alright, I just finished second coat, still kind of waiting for it to dry. This is what it's looking like. I think it looks pretty good. Alright, I put the lampshade back on, put a light bulb in there, and here's what it's looking like on the bedside table. If I turn it on, there it is. It's the finished result. Alright, I'm going to hang up some pictures in my bathroom and on one of the shelves. And so I couldn't find any frames that I liked, so we just had these wooden ones laying around. So I'm going to paint them. I am painting them black. So I did 1 coat on these ones. Have to paint that one still. I thought I'd show you guys the setup. And I'll catch you up when I've done more coats. Alright, here's how the frames are looking. I've done 2 coats. You can still kind of see the wood grain. So I don't know if I should try another coat or just leave them how they are. I think I'm going to try 1 more coat and see what happens, but they're looking pretty good. So that's the update on these. Alright, I let the frames dry overnight. I did a 3rd coat, but you can still kind of see the wood grain in them. But this is what's going to go above my toilet in my bathroom with some flower pictures in it. Either this way, or I think my photos are actually this way. So, I don't know. Figure that out. I did have another frame, which I have another photo to go in, which I'm going to put together right now. So here's the other frame that I painted, and then I have this picture of my cousins and I in Hawaii. I had this in my room, so now I'm going to move it here and put it on one of the open shelves. So let's do that. Here it is. That's good. There we go. Adding more stuff to the shelves. It looks good up there. Alright, the frames have all been painted. They're all dry now. And I put my flower pictures in there. All of these pictures I took over the spring and summertime. This one was when we had some snow in the spring on our lilac trees in our backyard. This is from my grandmother's front garden. And then this is from my grandma's neighbor at her cabin. And then this is my grandma's other neighbor's yard at their cabin. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting these in the bathroom. Dun da da da! We finally hung up the pictures in the bathroom. There they are, over the toilet. We kind of centered them in between the mirror and the shelf. And the toilet is not exactly in the center, so we decided it looked better like this. Yeah. My purple bathroom is almost complete. Okay, finally getting around to making these cushions for these bar stools. Here's the fabric. I washed it. It's kind of like a gray canvas material. So we have that. And so I need to measure out a circle for the bar stools, because we're putting up round cushions on the bottom up there. And fortunately enough, these placemats happen to be exactly the size of this. So I have a piece of cardboard. I'm gonna put this on here, trace it, and then once that is traced, I think I'm gonna measure a 1/2 inch and then retrace that so that there's a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then we can cut that bigger circle out, and that will be our pattern for this project. All right, I traced the circle and then I went around and measured about a 1/2 inch all the way around. Now I'm gonna connect the dots, trace a circle and cut it out, and we will have our pattern. All right, got it cut out. Here is our pattern. All right, now, guess I have to iron this. I don't want to iron all this. Oh my gosh. I can't remember how much I got. I think I got 1.5 meters, it looks like. But yeah, I think once I fold this in half, I'm gonna fold it in half and see if this circle will fit 4 times. I'm sure it will, but I'm gonna try that out first, and then I'm gonna iron. I think this is gonna be perfect. We'll fit those 4 across there, and then I'm also gonna make some ties to attach it to the back of the stool. So I think we will have the perfect amount. All right, before we get too ahead of ourselves, I'm just gonna say that I am completely winging this. I just placed this here. I think I'm gonna do like little straps or whatever to tie to the back of the chair, like I said. So I think I'm gonna leave that, and I think I'll just cut down the fold and then have some ties that I'll make. But I think we can place 4 circles here. I pinned it down because I did the fabric in half, and I do not think that there is a right side and a wrong side. I think they're the same. And yeah, it's a circle, so I don't really think it matters which way the grain is going, and also this is canvas, so the grain's kind of going both ways. Anyways, I have it pinned down. I'm gonna cut this out and lay out the next ones. All right, I have 2 out of the 4 cut out, a couple more to do. Then I'll cut out the straps and get sewing. Okay, so we need little ties to go around each of these things. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have two little things coming out and then you can tie them together. So then you can just tie a knot around here to attach it to the stool. And I think I'm gonna do about the thickness of this tape measure. Yeah, I'm just gonna get to cutting and line things out and see what I like. Have all these cut out. These will soon be my cushions. Okay, I think this is the idea I've kind of come up with. Put two on each side and then hopefully these will wrap around and then you can tie them. So I have those cut out and some more that I gotta cut out for the other ones. And then maybe I'll start sewing. All right, I have all the pieces cut out. I think putting them side by side like that might be easier to sew. And then over here, I got the sewing machine set up. I just threaded it, but I think I'm gonna have to unthread it because my bobbin has black thread on it and I need white thread because I cannot find enough gray thread, so we're just gonna go with white. You're not even gonna see it anyways. But yeah, I'm gonna have to unthread this, thread the bobbin, rethread it, and then we can get started. All right, I actually found this thicker white thread that I think I'm gonna use. And also, the bobbin winder on the sewing machine does not work anymore. So this is a little bobbin winder, and I literally have no idea how it works. I'm gonna figure this out, and I'll get back to you when there is white thread on this bobbin. All right, I figured it out. Oh no! This much that's on there, it took literally 2 seconds. It went so fast when I turned it on. I was like, oh my gosh. But I think this should be good to at least sew the straps. So I think that's what I'm gonna do because those are gonna be the most annoying and tedious to do. Okay, so next day and we're getting started on sewing the straps. I'll show you my little setup here. So I brought this little stool in and then I have the sewing machine and these are all the straps. I think I'm going to sew along the edge, flip them inside out, and then top stitch them so they lay flatter. And I have 4 per cushion, so this is going to take quite a bit of time. So let's get started. All right, so I kind of sewed along the edge here and I tried to flip it inside out. I got about that far. So I don't think flipping it out is going to work. So I'm going to seam wrap this and then I think I'm gonna fold the edges over and iron them and then sew along that. Or I might just end up sewing around this and having the rough edge and just leaving it at that. I don't know. We're gonna try the other version first because I don't want to have these rough edges showing. So I think I can just tuck them kind of under and then sew through all that. We'll see. All right, I think I found the solution. I have this mini steam iron. So I basically just went around all the edges to about, I don't know, centimeter, half an inch, I don't know, around, and then just pressed it like this, and then I'll just top stitch around. But I have to iron all of these into place. So I'm just gonna do 4 at a time, I think, and then top stitch and see how things work. Here's a little more of the process. I do the short edges first and then the long edges, and then I will fold this in half like these ones and press it again. All right, here's the first strap that I kind of did. It's a little tricky to get it started here because it's quite thick with all those layers folded over, but this is good. Now, got so many more to go. So I basically sewed in a straight line, and then when I get close to the end here, I kind of crank the wheel so that the needle goes down a couple times, and then once it gets close to the edge, about there, I keep the needle down, bring the foot up, turn this, the foot back down, and then this is quite thick here, so I just kind of crank this all the way along there, sew all the way back up, turn it again, and then use my hand to crank it using this to finish it off. I just finished this one. I'm like, oh yay, got a third one done. Oh my gosh. It was something with the bobbin, how this was threaded, I think. I gotta put more stuff on the bobbin, and I'm gonna have to seam rip this entire thing. Oh my gosh. Alright. Alright, I thought you might want to watch this. Let's see. Okay, well that does not sound good. Right, I have 8 complete. I think I'm going to try and sew 2 cushions, and then we can do the other 2, because I'm tired of sewing these little straps. Alright, so on my cardboard template I have here, I kind of marked the distance between these 2 things, and then I marked it on here, and we're just going to place these side by side. So around, I'm going to leave this open so that we can flip it inside out and then stuff it. And then I will probably have to hand stitch that closed. Or, I don't know, but there is that. Alright, I attached the straps, and now I'm sewing around the circle. Sewing in a circle is not fun. Okay, I'm coming up on the straps. I just kind of have them on here. To do the other ones, I just kind of sewed across like that. So I will do that and show you the final result. I'm cutting around where I sewed just so that there's less bulk when I flip it. So that's what I'm doing now. Okay, I flipped it around, but we have an issue with the straps that I think I'm supposed to sew them once it's flipped, maybe? So it, like, top stitch it maybe in between the 2 layers? I don't know, but I think I'm gonna have to seam rip those and try to reattach them. This is how I should have done it. So I took those out, and then I re-measured the length, and then I just kind of placed them in there. I'm gonna stuff this, and then I think I'm gonna just top stitch all the way around. I might just stitch from here to here to close the gap. That'll probably be easier. I don't know, I'm gonna try and stuff it and we'll see. I'm just gonna stuff it with this stuffing, but oh my gosh, it is so soft. Oh my gosh, okay. I don't know how much we're gonna put in here. Probably, we have 2 bags, so probably half a bag in each cushion. See if that's enough. Alright, I just stuffed this, and then I steam pressed this edge. So we're gonna attach those in there and sew that closed. And hopefully we will finally have 1 cushion done. Oh my gosh! I finished it. You can see there's a little top stitching around there. Doesn't look the cutest, but I'm gonna attach it to this chair and we'll see how it looks. Okay, well, the ties work, but it is a little small. Being pulled back a little bit by the ties. If we undo these, put it there, doesn't look too bad. Okay, this might be a solution. I just had one safety pin, so I pinned it, and then this one just has a regular pin in it. But I think that looks a little bit better on here. Then I think once you sit on it, it might flatten out a little bit. But I'm gonna test it out. Okay, let's test out this cushion. Okay. It's definitely slidey. It's more comfortable than the wood, I think. But it is kinda slidey. I don't know. All right, I just went ahead and sewed around all of these and put them inside out, right side out. And now I'm going to measure them, where the straps need to go, stuff them, and yeah. All right, so it's multiple weeks later, and this is as far as I got. I was having a little bit of trouble with my sewing machine, but I got this one stuffed. I think I put a little bit too much in there, so I'm gonna take some of that out. And then I have some of the straps that I still have to sew around. So I think I'm just gonna do this in another video and just post what I have so far. But I will finish them in another upcoming video. So that's kind of where we left off with that. And this one, I haven't got Velcro yet for this one, so I've just kind of been placing it on there, sit here every morning, eat my breakfast. And so the cushion's definitely flattened out a little bit, and I'm using it. So whenever I feel like it, I will try and get the other ones done and then put it in another video. Okay, that is it for this video. I have been using this cushion for about a week now, and I think it's good. I do not have the rest made yet. I still have to make them, so there will be another kind of home decor and DIY video coming, but next week I have a video about some updates, some new things that have come in, and I'm also going to show the other storage side of the garage, which I haven't shown in a while. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my DIYs, and I will see you in the next one.